These are the lever clamps. Okay, now, I had to be corrected several times because I actually called these hold fasts. And what's a hold fast?
It sounds like something you use the hand tools.
Yeah. Correct. This is a kind of an updated hold fast. I use this in my bench at home. I have a European workbench where you slide it through a dog hole. In a traditional one, you just knock it down like this and it holds, and to knock it away, you go like this. But this one's a little bit different. It gives you a little extra pressure. It holds a piece down to the work table. I have another one here. Thank you, Ambassador. Okay. But this is used with and I have a shorter version of this for an MFT, but I just grabbed this off my bench at home. And this works as a hold fast as well. Okay, but there's a difference. Those are kind of like two-handed. What I really like about this lever clamp, and you gotta understand that these posts are very tightly turned or machined to 20 millimeter. So just when you start using these, and when I say one-handed, my tool could be running, I could push it down like this and lock it in, and it secures the piece. And you can do it on all materials in the non-marine. When I pick it up from the back here. Because it actually acts as a lever, there's a little bit of play in there that locks it in. Okay, on here, look, I'll use it on this walnut. And just, okay, and there you go. It's a very tight tolerance. Bring it down. In other words, I can maneuver things in and out with one hand or clamp with one hand. Where we have these, which are fantastic, are traditional F-style clamps. This is a ratcheting one, where you use it like this. You bring it in and use it like this. But you have seen me in previous Festool Lives where I whoopsie. Whoa, getting a little cranky there, Sedge. See how easy that is? Yeah. It's a little crowded. A little crowded, so I could take it like this. And from underneath, I can use it as a low profile because it's lower than the height of the FS rail. Okay, kind of using it like a hold fast. I used to show people and call it a hold fast. I was really excited, and where I have been using these, whether here or at home, is I like to use it when I'm using my LR32 system, because this profile, I can lock it even off halfway here, and when I'm doing the back version of this, it doesn't get in the way. It's just a quick way to clamp things down, and it works fantastic. Okay, so when I talk about the system, does anybody know the core of the system? Dust extractor, right? Okay. When I first started with Festool, I was told, oh man, before we build a tool, the first thing the engineer looks at is how we're going to get dust extraction properly through it. It's not design a sander and then put a shroud on it after. It's not an afterthought, it's a first thought. So me, being a Yankee, you know, I said, okay, yeah, whatever, I'll ask when I'm over there. And I would talk to Vitas, and I go, so when you design a tool, he goes, oh no, the first thing I talk about, and it was with the Domino, because he invented the Domino. He said, Wolfgang and I both wanted to figure out how we were gonna get proper dust extraction. So we better be good at it, because we've been doing it for a long time. We better get all the dust. And as you can see, the demo I did earlier, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about two more things before I really talk about the dust extractor. This, it's a clamp. Okay, where does this work? Everywhere. Yeah, a lot of people think it's just for the MFT table, right? And you use it like this. You've seen me do this 100 times on Festool Live, or all the videos we do, right? You can use it from underneath. We're constantly coming out with clamping. A lot of people don't know you can use it just like this to clamp vertically, okay? The one that just floored me when I came to Festool is I thought everybody knew this. But a lot of people didn't know, and I didn't when somebody showed me the Festool system for the first time, that this here, I bought a rail, and I was cutting for weeks and weeks and weeks with the rail, and then it moved on some melamine I was cutting. I went in, I go, is there any way to clamp that? And Eddie, a marine industry, goes, hey, yeah, check it out. Look, I just learned this today. And I can clamp it from underneath. You know how many people don't know that?
And I was just like, wow. So I thought I have a good job going forward after 2007 when they hired me. I just show people how it works on the rail. And yes, stay tuned for next year. This is going to work on something else coming to a Festool dealer near you or Festool Live. When you see a T track or something, you know this clamp works in it. We used to show and sell a router table in the U.S. It was called our CMS, our compact modular system. Does anybody own that? Preferred customers. Okay, this works right in the fence, and you can clamp to it. Okay, so we're always updating our clamps. We just came out with a new lever clamp. We have it upstairs. We did a video. We did a Festool Live on the lever clamp last week. And what else did we do?
Pliers.
Oh, the plier set. Okay, those, I forgot to tell everybody, those are coming out December 1st. So we do have a lever clamp upstairs, you can see. All right, so the track is a system component. What works on the track? The track saw. Very good, very good. What else works on there? Yes. And then when I show somebody that, they go, oh, now it's worth it. No, but if you really think about it, and that's what I try to get everybody to think about, is we make something, we're going to put other things on there. Does anybody else also knows what runs on this? The jigsaw, and a lot of people don't know that. So when somebody says, well, if I have a track, I obviously have a track saw, why would I want to ride a jigsaw on there? It rides on the outside, it has the 5mm offset, but what's special about it is if I'm cutting thicker timbers, and I can only, with a 75, I can only get 2 3/4 depth of cut. If I need to cut something like 3-inch, I put one of the Carvex blades in the Carvex and put it on the jig that rides on this, and now you get a really thick, straight cut. Okay? So that's part of the system. Now, let's talk about, boy, this thing is, okay. Let's talk about this, the dust extractor. Hose, right there. I like doing this demonstration because it kind of incorporates, I think I've done this several times on live in other videos, but it just, to me, brings it all together. This is a great sander. This is the Rotex RO150, right? Anybody got one of these in the audience? Oh, yeah. Ooh, good audience. Okay, so it comes about, let me just show you this, because this is really, this is kind of a story. Somebody bought our ETS 125 sander once, and they said, I go, how do you like the sander? And they go, it's okay. I go, what do you mean, okay? And I go, you got it hooked to the dust extractor, you got the dust extraction. And I go, I don't have it hooked up to a dust extractor. I go, then it's just okay. It sounds funny, but the dust extractor is what makes it, I think, don't you? Because we're not what? Inhaling this stuff. Okay, so I am going to, on the Rotex, it's a dual mode sander. The fine dots are random orbit, coarse dots, there's a pin that goes in there. And it is an elliptical orbit. It's a 5mm orbit still, but it's just geared. So you can stand on this and you're going for the spin, you're not stopping the pad. No, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, but what I like to do, and this kind of shows why dust extraction. This is how I used to sand growing up. Okay, I was sanding dust. I want to sand product, right? Okay, and what happens? This comes up. Right? Now, what you are not seeing right now is the stuff that came off and is going to float in the air. You want to talk about saving time? We used to shut the shop down, come in the next morning, and wipe everything down, even though I had some air scrubbers in the shop, because that would get into your finish. You can sand right here and finish right here with the Festool system. So why Festool? It is a total time savings. And we add it all up together. So I want you to repeat after me, everybody. please. What is your time worth? It is worth a lot. I was talking to somebody. I'm going to see if Mike's in the audience. Mike, you in the audience? Mike retired. There he is right there. He retired. You ever talk to a retired person? They're busier in retirement than they are when they were working. Everybody's time is worth something. Right, JD? You're darn tootin' right. And you save so much time with this, but for me, it's health as well. I'm not breathing this anymore. Okay, so let's put some dust extraction back on there. Oh, does anybody know what happens when paper gets clogged with all that stuff? What are you gonna do? Throw it away because it glazes over, right? How'd you like to save money and time? Now, I truly wish we had the overhead here, but I'm going to show you right now, everybody, if we can get this. I'll show the audience first. Check that out. No dust. Check that out. No dust. We call this Festool magic. But think about it. I'm not breathing it. I don't have any cleanup, right? And it's going to save me a boatload of time. Oh, and how about paper? Check that out. But look at that. Okay, so that's the one thing that I wanted to, and hopefully, I know we have a lot of people who own Festool in here. Hopefully there's people watching online that don't own any, and I might have answered a question there. I'm hoping. Okay, has anybody ever done this joint, a miter joint? Okay. I get this all the time. Why do I need that domino machine? And I go, you ever do a miter joint? Every trade I know that touches wood inside a home, okay, does a miter joint. Flooring, I was teaching at NWFA once, National Wood Flooring Association, and they said, oh, we don't need a domino. And I go, you ever do miter joints? They go, all the time. And you put a spline in here. And they go, yeah. And I go, and I showed them the domino. Okay, how many people have done this miter joint? Raise your hands. I think we all have. Cabinet guys, you know, beaded doors, inside beaded mitered doors, right? We've done all kinds of Festool Lives on the miter. But what I'm gonna do, you know what you need with the domino machine? Domino Scotch. You guys, hey, this is a good audience. Okay, good. All right. I'm gonna put a 5x30 domino in there. I'm just gonna double check that I have the right bit in there. Did we check that this morning? I think we did, but I just want to double check. And I just love this. Love that. Hang on. I gotta put the microphone to it. Okay, I got a 5mm in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just step through how I always work with the domino to do this joint. What you want when you do a miter joint is you want this long point to meet perfectly and you want the face to be flush, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this. Okay, I'm just gonna zip it up here like this. Remember, whenever you're clamping, okay, I was showing a lever clamp upstairs, and someone was going, oh, that's moving. It's always gonna move. You gotta have two clamps. You gotta, two clamps. Okay, let's see if this is working. Let's see if this is working. God. Okay. Let me just go through I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna set it at 20 in the window, right here. See that? Good. That's the thickness of the material. I'm gonna put my plate down. I'm gonna make sure my plate is at 90. I am going to use this, just like this. I'm going to take that and make sure the long point goes right up to the flap. And that'll put me 37mm as a center line on here. So I'm just gonna take that. I'm going to, okay, hang on a second. This is a 5x30. 30 being the length. I'm going to plunge into each side equidistant. You owe me $10 on that equidistant one. Okay, good. Okay, so what is half of 30? You guys are good at metric. All right, good. Never mind. Never mind. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's my plunge depth right there, 15. Oh, I could say I wish I had a vacuum clamp, but I won't. Too soon? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. All right. So, let me just move this really quick so I don't step on myself. When you get really good at this, you can do it on one foot. Yeah. So when I said every trade, and when I'm talking to a craftsperson in that home, see how I use the tight setting? There's no wiggle room here. See that? See that at home? Okay. I have perfect glue line. And then, okay, once again, who's done a miter joint? Who's done a frame? Right? A mitered frame, right? Okay. What's the royal pain in the patoot? Glue up. This is now a locked joint if I do them. And that is what is missing. That is why Festool. Because nobody talks about the glue up process, which is a royal pain in the patoot. Okay? And with Festool, you don't have to have any band clamps. Band clamp? Okay. No, I'm serious. Look, you can use 2 K-bodies on that, and that's your glue up. There's no walking on the joint. I showed that to the flooring guys, and they're going, oh my God, it always wants to walk. No more.
I think you sold one.
But that's the thing. It's like, you come to like a Hartville. You come to a Hartville to see one of us do this joint. And the reason I chose this topic is because I want everybody at home to understand that. Why? Okay? Because I don't think I can get it across enough about the no glue, the no band clamp thing. Because one time I was in band clamp. And no, wait for it. Really? That's a little obscure? Okay, good. La 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 la. Okay. So when I see a spec on something that's new, okay, and I go, okay, I know what someone may say, no, it's not enough, or I'm not going to look at that. I'm not going to give it my consideration. So I saw some videos come from Germany on this tool, okay, and I went, they're not talking about it. I couldn't wait to get one and try it because I was going to do it live and it better work, okay? And that day, it was a Thursday afternoon, I was blown away. I think you were with me. I think, Chris, you and I were in the building. With our dust extractors, okay, we make these bags. They're reusable bags, okay? And we make them for people who are making a huge amount of dust really quick, but more of the bigger chips. Okay, we have them for every single CT dust extractor. Okay, this is the one for the CT Sys. Okay, it came out a few years ago. We call it a long life bag. You empty it like this. Okay, more Festool magic. Okay, I feel like I want you to look inside. You see any dust in there? None? Watch, watch. Okay. What a ham he is, huh? Look, you guys see any dust in there? 0 zip, right? So when, no? Tyler, come on, man. Stick your hand in it, no? Get out of there. Okay, good. Okay, so watch. You empty it right here, it's a little Velcro. On the other ones, it's a piece of plastic that you slide on and seize it up. When I show somebody the old CT Sys, it's a 1 gallon capacity in the bag, okay? It's right here, okay? It's 1 gallon, you fill it up, you throw it away, you take the blast gate, you shut it off, throw it in a dumpster, right? 1 gallon adds up quick with the Festool system. Okay, really quick. So I'll tell everybody, if you're gonna get a CT, sys, or now, the cordless CT sys, okay? It takes 2 of the 4 amp hour or 2 of the 3 amp hour batteries, or 3.1 amp hour. Get one of these. Somebody was looking at one this morning upstairs, I think. I couldn't find it. You guys were looking at it, weren't you? Okay, make sure you get one of these, all right? Don't look at the specifications on there. Trust me. And when I say that, I didn't believe it either. On our dust extractors, they're about 137 CFM. On the old CTC, oh my God, I can't get these letters straight sometimes. On the old SIS, Sustainer CT, it said 105. This one came in, the spec read 85. And I was like, there's that Yankee in me. Is that gonna be enough dust extraction? Everybody showing it, sanding it. And I'm like, okay, that's great. But what if the track saw, what if I have a track saw, I'm out on the job site, I wanna collect the dust. So check this out, I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna combine everything. I did a Festool Live when we came out with the CTC sys, okay? But it just cements in everybody's head, why Festool? Why would I get involved with a system like this? Okay, I'm gonna put it in, I'm gonna have it like that. This automatically aims and opens up, and we do agree there was none in there. Okay, good. I'm gonna lock it. Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna take the cordless track saw as well. If I can get it to fit. Okay, good. Hey, this is my first gig today. I'm just waking up here. I can't believe I was doing that. That's wicked. Okay. All right. So this is an 8-foot rip. I grew up ripping plywood, ripping wood, doing all of this, right? I lived in sawdust. I was joking this morning, but I'm like, what's that? Okay, it's funny when you get involved with a system and you invest in the system that you end up being healthier and you save a ton of time in cleanup. It sounds funny I'm saying that, but it's true. Okay, so let's hook this up correctly. Oh my God. Let me see if Bluetooth's working. It is. And this is innovation. We had a great track saw. We just came out with another corded track saw. But now we know where the industry's going into cordless. You guys ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till you see what's coming next year. So if you're going, I'm not telling you to wait for anything, but we get some great cordless tools. 18 volts the platform, of course. And we got, oh my God, we got some cool stuff. I've been waiting for this one tool. I saw it 6 years ago, and it's going to be here next year. I'm so used to the cord. I'm just going to set the depth. Okay. When you're cutting with a saw, make sure you have this down. This is your outside splinter guard. It actually blocks the dust better. But when you're cutting with this, always take the blade out like this before the cut, because you don't want to start in the cut, okay? Okay, so there's some dust, right? Sorry about that. Okay, let's look inside. You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Okay. 85% of the dust. The bag for the track saw gets 90%. You've probably seen us demo that before. But let's look at this. Oopsie, I've already started to open up. But look how much dust, one cut. No, we're not feeding it from here. Look at that. That's amazing, isn't it? By the way, that's what's in here. I cleaned up with this yesterday. That's one cut on 8 foot. That is why Festool. If you are cutting any other way without dust extraction, you're breathing a lot of that. It's up in the air right now. So that is why Festool.